Well, this is being at 33. I'm gonna have to make a video about this, and this is something I'm really pointing out why I do not like regular paint. And I'm saying a lot of people like the freaking shine on the freaking paint, but the only problem with it is that usually paint usually can hold up for a certain amount of time. The next, it's like another thing I'm gonna point out is this: why I do not like regular freaking paint is because of somehow it's like part of it done chipped off in there right on the wall. And next, another thing is paint sometimes it's not as tough as Line-X. I'm not really kidding about that because paint just you sand it, you repaint it, you sand it, you repaint it. It's just for me. I pretty much think it's a headache to deal with. I may pretty much like the paint, but the reason why I'm saying this because paint it just wants to chip. It's something it usually does, but Line-X holds up a little bit better. It's better material. It's made out of Kevlar. It's hard to get off, and it usually just comes off over time, I guess. But all depends. It's like another guy out there. His name is Bear Britt, and let's make sure I can see what's going on. Another thing is just I've kind of pointed out myself. I think it's supposed to be like that. Huey. It's just a windshield wiper hanging up near the antenna. But for me, when it came to gas mileage, it's like for me the reason why I was getting probably pretty bad because of I've had dirt up in my air filter and stuff. I had to clean that stuff out. Went ahead and got some K&N products and stuff and cleaned it out. And I really done cleaned out my intake box. That's something I went ahead and did, so I could get a little bit more better on fuel economy and stuff. But it's just a lot of these other things I'm mentioning now. With the good and bad things I've had right now, and what I'm saying I just kind of don't like going on. Here's my good and bad things I'm probably having to say. But this is some kind of problem that I'm really having. It's just when the wheels, when I was driving it, I don't know if it's probably making some noise a while back. Well, it's probably because of these wheel hubs, these caps here. I don't know if that has something to do with it. But some people, if they get a problem with them, they probably may take these off and go with some throwback wheel hubs. So for me, I don't know what that is, but I think I may just probably take these off and go with some old 90s chevy lock hubs or something like that. I guess that's what I'll probably do. Change these out and go with some from the, what do you call it? Oh yeah, I change those out and go with some from the 90s. Because probably they would hold up a little bit better is what I'm thinking. And the only thing I'm pointing out, just to work with these kind of wheels, you gotta have some kind of tool. Whenever you get these wheels, you have to get a tool. They come with them right when you get them, so that you can take them off, you can change them out. But really, that is something there. And the other thing I'm pointing out is it may have gotten a little bit dirty, but the other thing I'm probably gonna mention is it needs. I'm probably gonna throw some mud flaps back on it. Probably gonna throw that back on it because if it had mud flaps on it, at least I ain't worried about all that dead blessed dirt getting all up in there. That's another thing. And it's not all that bad. And another thing I'm kind of pointing out is that I think extended cabs, they look a little bit better because it's like they stand out a little bit more. That's my other thing about the regular cabs are not bad, but part of it, there's so much you can do with them. But when it comes to wheels and tires, like the bigger you go with most of them, they probably don't look all that great. I figure 4-doors or extended cabs look a little bit look better with bigger wheels at times. It kind of varies on how big you want to go. But another thing I'm kind of mentioning that has been like another issue I've had to say. This is some electric problem I've had. but I've kind of noticed this wire was getting up into. There's a little bit of water you can kind of see getting in the headlight. I don't know if you can see it from the camera angle, but it is kind of foggy up in there. This top one, like a little bit of water residue getting up in there. And another thing, these halos, they're pretty good headlights, but the only downfall of it is hard to find light bulbs for the high beam. That's another reason why I'm probably going to say this. I may take them out probably and get something else, because these halos, I do not know the part number, the light bulb for them. The next, getting these two-piece for these, it was an issue. Some place had them, and you know what? Some happened to the top one, so didn't get them at all. So I'm just gonna point this out. For me, I'm probably just gonna go with some different headlights for the top two, so the way that it'd probably match up a little bit better. And then next, it's just the headlights. They look great from the bottom, but the top, they need to go because they're fogged up. And another thing I'm pointing out is that I don't know how any other people who probably would think about this, but pretty much for me, some people used to put like them, trying to think about what you call them things, them little things that come across right up over here. I think it's a sun visor or something like that. That's what they probably called them. I don't know, but I'm thinking about getting a part that comes right around here, and this hangs off a little bit. It'd be pretty nice to see that come back. Other trucks in the 90s had them out. And another thing I'm probably going to mention, that fender flares, they look pretty cool, but the only problem with them is that they cause rust and things. I don't want fender flares, but another thing I'm pointing out for the front, I don't know about this. It's coming in suspension components. I probably may go with Ford brand, because of Chevys. It's just, you probably may not be getting too good of a brand when it comes to parts. I feel like Ford suspensions are a little bit better. And I've seen people, they swap out, they have a Toyota Tacoma or whatever it is, to get Toyota Tacomas, and they go with the Chevy frame. If they're Chevy fans, I guess they go with Ford frames, because I guess they're pretty much a little bit upgraded, I guess. So, and then it's like for the clearance related stuff, the only issue I'm really pointing out for it is that the back is still a little bit higher than the front. I'm not kidding about this. A lot of people say that it's a four-wheel drive. Some of them do not look like four-wheel drives because of the front is still sitting lower. The rear is sitting up higher than the back. I'm not kidding about that. Still a loving kit sometimes. People don't really notice this, but I kind of can see it. I don't know how far I'm standing back from the truck is. I don't know if you guys can see that from the front. It's just sitting a little bit lower. It's just not sitting level really. Leveling kits don't really look like they're level sometimes. I'm not kidding about it, but it doesn't look like it's level. It just looks like it's slightly a little bit, but it's just, there's 2 more inches in the rear than in the front. There's a 2-inch difference, what I'd say. Only thing when you put up a leveling kit, it just goes up a little bit. It just looks like it's still in an angle. I'm not kidding about it. You can probably see from the bottom of it. I'm not kidding about that. Another thing I'm mentioning, a lot of people should probably consider doing, if you just don't want to use a leveling kit, I would pretty much say the next thing I'd probably do is probably upgrade my stock keys, so I can get a little more clearance. It'd probably look better then. It'd probably ride a lot better. Then another thing I'm pointing out is that, well, the wheels. I don't know what this is, but a lot of people, I guess, people just don't like the white layers on the wheels. I don't know what that is, but it probably would be cool to probably bring it back, because I'm thinking I may probably have like a little bit of wheel color on it, like the letters, because it'd probably be a little bit different. I'm not kidding about this, but I'm just a little bit bored with the standard old wheel and tire look like this. It's just, sometimes it's gotta change, I guess. And then another thing I'm pointing out for now is still, and I've mentioned this in some other videos, but I probably may add somewhere because I'm really having this issue because of the wheels and stuff. I have to go get a tuner, I guess, because it's really doing something really weird inside my truck. And I don't know how to say this, but some people, they say that just to change out your wheels and tires and things, it kind of does something to your vehicle. It has them doing some really weird gadgets, or not that, but really weird sensors going off. And I was told to go to a transmission shop, and see what they could look underneath it, because AutoZone and overall is what they would probably say anyway. And next, I guess probably whenever I get them, also the headlights. I don't know how to say this, but if I ever change out the top headlight, I mean the daylight running lights, these two, where my finger's at. If I change that out, I may have to change out the grill and go with that black one. And that'd be a huge difference, but I don't know if that would probably even look right. And then next, I'd probably, if I change out my bow tie, I don't really know, it'd probably be a black one. A black one with a chrome outline to it. That's probably how it would be looking. But that's how it would be looking. And next, another thing I'm going to point out is still for the fact that the front bumper, and I'm not joking about this, what I still don't like about the front bumper is that whatever this thing is, it helps get better miles a gallon. This thing here is just still sitting a little too low. I'm not kidding about that. I really don't like how low this is sitting, because of, you have to go across something, and the next thing you know, you tear this thing up. That's another thing I'm pointing out. I just don't like the way they have most trucks when they're sitting stock. They just sit like they're a little bit too low. I'm not kidding about it. But I used to remember one day I was sitting up over here in the grass, and it was like sitting a little too low. And that's another reason why I'm saying I kind of like the trucks sitting a little bit higher, and vehicles too, because of at least you're not hitting something underneath the road and all that. Like turning up your rear differential, I've hit bad bumps before, and I really say this in the rear, and I mentioned this, it doesn't even feel that great at all. But next, I guess this, or either I'm probably gonna say, I don't know if I'm gonna probably think about doing this at all, but I probably may think about getting a body lift. And I wonder what your guys' comments and concerns would be about it, because I guess body lift would just probably be in the rear. And I don't know about up front, but it could work probably. But next, I have to mention, when you raise a vehicle with a leveling kit, you just don't really get the recommended parts. But, and I don't know how to say this, but I don't really know if this is going to have to be upgraded. This control arm here, my finger's at, I don't know if that's going to have to be changed out because of this leveling kit. With this big old strut you can kind of see up there. This big old strut / leveling kit. I mean by this control arm, that's kind of show you guys this. I don't really know a good brand to use, because of that is something that's probably going to be wearing out. And next, it's like your tie rod ends and your lower control arms. Lower control arms are probably just fine, but still, even as much as you get these leveling kits and you like these, my only downfall is this, that parts not recommended. It's like a 4-inch leveling kit. I don't really want to get them anymore, because I've not had a 4-inch before. But the only thing I mentioned is that the drive shaft, I really don't know where it's at down here. There it is, but it just sits a little bit lower. That's the only thing I'm kind of mentioning. You don't really see it as low as it should. But next, it's like when you raise your vehicle up, your drive shaft, they're supposed to be going down a little bit, going diagonal. The next, you go about 6 inches, I'm really going to have to do something to that drive shaft. But I don't really know, because of, take a cheap route, you're not really getting parts recommended. You go a little bit higher, or even more, that drive shaft be something else to deal with. I'll get drive shaft parts next. I don't know, but it's hard to say now. But yeah, but I guess you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe. If there's any comments or concerns you guys have, please comment that below, including the radio. I've not had that thing dealt with yet. It's still the same, but there's no radio in it. Alrighty, thanks you guys. Have a nice day, but it's probably gonna end it for now. Peace.